There's 200, there's another 200. Since you've been going down here, I've given you a minimum of $20,000.
I don't believe that, but that's okay.
The funding that I've given you wasn't maybe that big of a deal, but I think that it's going to be a very big deal without it.
If Chloe's mum was hoping that in the week since she last saw her, Chloe may have grown up, heck, she may have even become more appreciative, well, she's in for a rude awakening. Chloe is as bratty as ever, but Michelle isn't going to stand for it for too much longer. So let's rewind to the start and join Chloe and Johny as they're on their way to the airport to greet a very special guest.
I moved to Aruba about a week ago. I feel like I haven't even fully unpacked yet, and my mom is already on her way to spend the weekend.
It's early for reunions, isn't it? They've only been apart for 7 days. We know that Chloe and her mum are very close, but this isn't really about the mother-daughter bond. It's more about Michelle coming to inspect Chloe's new life, her living conditions. And that has both Chloe and Johny quite concerned. You see, they're both aware that this life that they're setting up for themselves, their lifestyle in Aruba, is a million miles away from the cushy Massachusetts lifestyle that Michelle and Chloe were or are accustomed to.
I feel like she's not going to be happy.
I want her to be like, oh, this is a nice house, you know? Not like, oh man, this is pretty bad, you know?
I mean, it's nice, it's endearing that Johny is nervous, right? It's good, it's a good sign that he wants to prove to Michelle that he is capable of looking after Princess Chloe. But the problem is, Michelle's expectations are going to be practically impossible for him to live up to. Frankly, at this stage, there's not much he can do. It is out of his hands. If she likes his house, then great. But if she doesn't, which is likely going to be the outcome, well, it's not her that's going to have to live there day to day. As long as he and Chloe are happy, then ultimately that's what matters, isn't it? Still, when they get to the airport to greet Chloe's mum, everything starts off well. I mean, how often do we see a double hug like this?
Hello. Hi, guys.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, I miss you.
You smell nice.
Oh, thank you. It's surprising because I was on a plane. I'm looking forward to seeing Johny and Chloe's home together.
Yeah, I mean, the way that Michelle made a conscious effort to pull Johny in close to her when he himself was about to step back seems like a very good start. It looks like Michelle is very accepting of them both, although I will say, her choice of words there, saying I'm looking forward to seeing Johny and Chloe's home together, is an interesting way of phrasing things. I mean, by her own admission, she is anxious to see where her little princess is living nowadays. Now, keep in mind, Michelle has been to Aruba before. She has met Johny before, but they've deliberately hidden where Johny lives from her. Up until now, every time she's come to Aruba, Michelle has stayed in luxury plush hotels. So when they do eventually get back to Johnny's house, it's safe to say that her first impressions aren't exactly great.
I know, I guess that's true.
There's the kitchen.
My first impression of Johnny's house is that it needs a lot of work. Can I see the famous stove, please?
She's afraid of this one.
Michelle meticulously scans Johnny's home as if she's a detective investigating a crime scene. Now, granted, they could have tidied up a little bit before she came. I mean, they could have maybe mowed the front garden or got rid of all the dead flies in the kitchen. But you can definitely tell that Michelle is out of her comfort zone here. But for as judgmental as she may well be, her judgment isn't solely aimed at Johny. She's more than happy to poke fun at her own daughter, too.
You boiled eggs on it?
In the pot.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God. Everyone thinks I don't know anything about the kitchen.
Would it be where I want my daughter to live? Absolutely not.
Now, while that shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, we all knew that would be the case. Unfortunately, the more the house tour progresses, the worse it gets. As if the dirty walls, the fly traps, or the stove that Chloe in all likelihood will probably never use anyway weren't enough. She's also not won over by the lack of space in the bedroom, or, as it turns out, the cold shower.
I could never go in that.
Really?
Never. That's not even that bad.
That's hot.
Listen, 89 degrees, I told you.
That's good water.
That is barbaric.
Wow, come on, like barbaric. That's a bit harsh, but it just goes to show. Chloe's mum is a lady who knows what she likes, and when that comes to showers, that means precisely 89 degrees. Now, it's interesting that although Chloe herself was the same when she first arrived, she seems to have grown accustomed to the showers and the plumbing system in Aruba. Like, she tries to explain to her mum that not only is this the norm in Aruba, but that the very nature of the exposed outdoor pipes means that the water does heat up because it's exposed to the sun all day. Still, despite what both Johny and Chloe try to tell her, despite Chloe trying to defend her new way of life to her mum, Michelle still isn't buying it.
Chloe likes, much nicer things, and she's going to want those things. I do think that Chloe's novelty, with this whole living situation will wear off quickly.
Look, it does come across as judgmental from Michelle, particularly as Chloe was trying her very best to prove to her mum that she's changed, she's okay with this life. In the week that they've been apart, she can now cook boiled eggs, and she's okay with cold showers. But her mum is counting down the days till that novelty factor, that attitude wears off. Like, the longer she's there, the more that she sees, the more outspoken Michelle becomes. Now, the next time we see them, the three of them are on their way to a car dealership because Chloe maintains that she needs a car now that she's living in Aruba. But again, just listen to how Michelle shoots that down.
I'm living here. I need a car because
You don't have to live here. You have a car at home.
Every move I make, my mom is storing in her library for things to later come for me.
Look, for as outspoken as Michelle is becoming, right, it is also very clear that Chloe doesn't help herself. Like, why has she waited for her mummy to come before going to look for cars? Chloe claims she doesn't want her mum to buy it for her. That's not why I'm taking you, she says. But it is highly suspicious that she's waited until her mum's arrival before they all go to look for cars together. That does definitely suggest that she's hoping, at the very least, that her mum will contribute towards the car. Now, as it turns out, the cars aren't quite up to scratch anyway. They're all too old or too expensive. They're not quite right. Neither Chloe nor her mum are prepared to pay island prices that are 3 times more for the same car than they'd expect to pay in the States. So, dejected after seeing the cars, realising that they're not going to buy one today, Chloe and her mum step outside the dealership, and Chloe really begins playing the woe is me card.
this isn't gonna work.
No, this is definitely not going to work.
I also don't want to rent. But I don't know, maybe in the meantime, I kind of have to rent.
Chloe, by painting this desperate, bleak picture, oh, what option do I have? What am I going to do? I guess I'm just going to have to continue renting a car even though I don't have any income and I have no job lined up, really isn't helping herself. If her aim is to convince her mum that she's serious about her new life in Aruba, then this uncertainty and desperation really isn't the right way to go about things. And as far as Michelle's concerned, she's not going to continue bankrolling Chloe's fantasy.
If you rent, again, one of the considerations that you were probably counting on was me financing a lot of this. You are going to have to make your own way. You don't get to come to me to bail you out.
Poor Chloe, cut off from her mother's money. Like, who could have ever imagined? Who would have thought that leaving the pampered life back home, the life that her mum worked so hard to build for her in order to come and frolic on an island with her boyfriend, would come with consequences? Oh, poor her. Like, why can't her mum just continue to pay for her being in love? Now, the absolutely bratty thing here is that Chloe maintains that her mum doesn't really even help her all that much.
Yeah, but you never paid my rent, so let's stop there.
And her mum, absolutely floored by that, like floored by how bratty and unappreciative Chloe is coming off here, pulls out her phone and starts tallying up all the money she's sent her.
There's 200, there's another 200. Since you've been going down here, I've given you a minimum of $20,000.
I don't believe that, but it's okay.
Michelle insists that it absolutely is true, and I'm inclined to believe her. It's wild to me that Chloe is acting this bratty, this unappreciative. Like, rather than being thankful to her mum for giving her $20,000 to fund this island dream, she instead begins fighting back and trying to say, no, that transfer there, that was a gift. That was my Christmas present from you. That doesn't count.
What is that, 600?
That was for Christmas.
hey, don't act like you've given me everything. I paid for my hair and my flights by myself.
I pay for my hair.
But you didn't pay for the flight here. You
Pay
stayed
for
for
every
one
flight.
day.
Like, yes, you have paid for flights, but I've also paid for flights for me to go home. Don't try and make it out like I'm just being a brat.
Acting like a brat while saying that you're not a brat is a genius move. It's like hiding in plain sight. How could her mum possibly argue with Chloe's logic? Like, the issue here is not only that Chloe is being childish and defensive, but it's also the fact that she's coming across as completely ungrateful for all the money that her mum has given her during this big move to Aruba. Even if Chloe did pay for her hair or her flights, right? Receiving $20,000 from your mum is no laughing matter. Like, that's not something that you just brush off and deny ever receiving. And as if that's not bad enough, just to top it all off, Chloe begins trying to attack her mum. You just don't believe in me, she says. You just think I'm stupid and a brat.
You're making it seem like I'm just being a brat, and like I understand things are
I'm
hard.
not saying that you're being a brat.
But that's how you're making it. Be like, oh, I gave you this amount of money. Okay, you're acting like I'm like stupid and I don't see it.
Look, while it's an open secret that Michelle isn't supportive of Chloe's move, Chloe's actions, her lack of action or her lack of a plan, she's moved to Aruba on a hope and a dream, in love but with no solid plan, doesn't exactly ease Michelle's fears. This was Chloe's chance to shine, right? If she was able to show her mum that she has her shit together, she knows exactly how she's going to carve out a life for herself with Johny in Aruba, then perhaps Michelle's attitude might have been different. But that's not what Chloe did today. She's instead gone cap in hand, asking her mummy to continue funding her dream, and when she's refused to do that, she's come across as argumentative, unappreciative, and a brat. So is it any wonder that Michelle sees no other option but to force her daughter to grow up? I can't keep enabling you, she says.
I know that you think the funding that I've given you wasn't maybe that big of a deal, but I think that it's going to be a very big deal without it.
Yeah, that is very much hitting Chloe where it hurts. It's put up or shut up time. If you can stand on your own 2 feet, go ahead and do it. But if you can't, I'm not going to be the sucker that pays for this anymore, is what her mum has just said. So over to you, Chloe. How deep is your love for Johny? Is this the kick up the arse that you need in order to go and build a life for yourself? Or when times get tough and the bank balance dwindles, will you find yourself on the first plane back home in order to resume your luxury lifestyle? Yeah, assuming Michelle sticks to her word, the next few weeks are going to teach us a lot about Chloe.